whatever. Listen, man. That last live, like it was crazy, right? Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. I don't be really caring though. I really don't. I really don't. You know, the problem I got right now with people like that dude, that vlogger that came in, is he's one of those vloggers that's looking for somebody, and he's looking for people to kind of pivot on. And that's what I want to get on real quick right now and just talk about real quick if I can have a few minutes of y'all time. I want to talk about certain vloggers like this, you know what I mean? That constantly, for some reason or another, seem like the destination, the way they want to go about things is one particular way, which is piggybacking off of other individuals or whatever. I'm kind of getting tired of it. Y'all give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna go share this and I'll be right back. All right. Well, I guess I can't share this now. Yo, YouTube is funny, man. YouTube is funny. Anyway, I'll be all right. People will grab their hands and gather in here. But a few minutes ago, y'all heard a live that I did or whatever the case may be, and like, I still feel the same way I'ma feel. I have Latin heritage in my blood. I'm going to always rep that. I'm going to always speak Spanish on camera like I always do. And I can't stand when people come in and they use race as an excuse to say the things that they say or have said. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be, first of all, there should be nobody online talking about nobody's kids. I keep telling y'all this. This leads to other temperaments. When you online and you're talking about somebody's child or disrespect to somebody's child, it leads to different temperaments. And this is why, particularly when I had the conversation when this gentleman came into I'm not going to say his name, but when this gentleman came into my chat room, I didn't say anything about his child or what was said or supposedly said about his child, past, present, future, whatever. That's not what I do. But what I will do is this. I will check you if you come in here, Playboy, and you talking to me crazy. This dude was talking to me like I was some sucker that never did nothing, that never wasn't about nothing. Jokes on you, Jack. You got the wrong person, man. And I'm going to say that again. You know what I'm saying? Yo, todo representando, tú sabes, la gente de la cubano, tú sabes, de la perro. But I'm not going to let no dude come on here that don't know me join into a conversation that he absolutely knows nothing about. This gentleman came in here calling me a dust head and nigga, first of all, I ain't never smoked no dust in my motherfucking life. Like, anybody that know me gonna tell you that for one. But two, the thing that kind of bothered me was there's a certain type of people that do shit like that. Like, I'm a fly motherfucker. I always try to be fly. I like chicks. Like, that's just my moves. You know what I mean? So it's like, when I see a nigga say some shit like that about me, I'm just like, yo, who the fuck are you talking to? You know what I mean? And that's where he took it to. And I gave him more than enough effort, more than enough chances to be like, yo, look, Papa, just chill the shit out, let it go, whatever, whatever. But these dudes, they want to turn it up because they're not thinking about what's really going on. They're thinking about his views and clicks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And, like, to be quite honest with you, the views and the clicks gonna get you cued and kicked out of here. And that's what a lot of people don't understand here on this whole YouTube thing. This shit is fun and everything like that, Playboy. But honestly and truthfully, this can get you into real situations. You understand what I'm saying? And as light as your voice is, son, I don't think you're ready for that. You understand? So let's cut out all the tough guy. You know what I'm saying? The tough guy talk. And we setting up boxing matches. And you go contact King Payne. I ain't never seen you on King Payne's page. You know what I'm saying? I never seen you on King Payne's page. I'm always on King Payne's page, and I've never seen you on there. Let's stop all the tough guy talking or whatever, because that shit is getting on my nerves. Now, as far as the connection here and what's going on here, as far as like Jaguar Wright and why she's in the title and why AT2 is in the title, because what I was talking about is something that many of you may have not have been witness to the other day, which is in fact when AT2 had this guy, what's his name? Jesus Christ, I don't want to say it again. Hold on 1 second, guys. I did something wrong. Oh no, I didn't. I unhooked it. Okay, just making sure I did something so you guys can hear me clearly. AT2 had Cat Medusa on his show, and then all of a sudden, dude showed up. If y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And dude threw out some allegations when it had nothing to do with me. I wasn't even ready to comment on that because that just was a place that I didn't want to venture to. But at the same time, I didn't like something that he threw in that was, in my opinion, had nothing to do with the conversation at hand. That was the premise. And which was about children. And once again, I said I hate that this door was opened up where people can talk about children, people can talk about family members, people can talk about mothers and fathers. Like, that should be exempt from the conversation. The conversation, all hands should be at the time who's engaged in the conversation. You know what I mean? And I like to keep it like that. Jaguar, right? I hate to say this about you, but it's retaliation for something another blogger did to you. You started to slouch towards that way, and I hate that you did that because of pure simple fact you opened up the door for others to say, okay, this is okay, this is all right behavior, you know, and it's not all right behavior. Talking about somebody's children get you killed. You know what I mean? Messing with somebody and dealing with somebody you don't know can get you harmed too. You know what I mean? In the real way. So, like, let's stop all the talking about kids. Let's stop talking to people we don't know online like we know them or whatever. Homie, I'm connected and part of something. If you see this, and I'm pretty sure you're looking because you creep on the channel, and I didn't block you. But I'm going to tell you straight up, you're dealing with something that's not like the pump faking that you may have witnessed with Jag or may have not. I don't know. I'm going to keep it right there. But I will tell you this, homie. Everything I say, word of my mother. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it like that, word life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't play that shit. I don't come for people like that. I'm not pussy. Like, none of that. So, like, cut that shit out, man. Cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. If you hear 20 niggas in front of your house talking about, entonces tiene el acuerdo. Calm down, my nigga. Calm down. You should never go by the words another blogger say about a person they never met in person. And obviously they trying to defame that person at the time. I'm not saying continually. I don't know what she's been saying lately. But trying to defame that person because it's a purpose behind it. And that's to derail a digger and larger conversation. Understand what I'm saying? This nigga, I ain't never heard her say nothing about me doing no dope, though. That nigga made that up. One of y'all write my cash app in the chat room. I'm using YouTube right now. $STRINGERBELL80. I'll say that again. $STRINGERBELL80. I need one of y'all to help me out. Write my cash app in the chat room. It's been a lot of effort to get me out the way, ain't it? Y'all ain't paying attention? It's a reason behind it. It's a reason behind it. It's a reason behind it, trust me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, y'all. We got our first twinkle toes. Did you bring your boyfriend? That's what we started asking these dudes. Dudes should write laughing emojis or LOL or whatever. Be like, you bring your boyfriend? Yeah, that's funny. If y'all would, please write my cash app in the chat room. $STRINGERBELL80. I appreciate it if y'all do. When y'all get to it, y'all get to it. Anyway, continuing on. AT2 interviewed this guy and had him to engage into a conversation with Cat Medusa that was kind of crazy. And he facilitated the conversation. In my opinion, he invited that dude there voluntarily because of pure simple fact. I don't think that dude just showed up there. I think AT2 actually invited him there because I heard him mention something before earlier in the broadcast, and he was like, you know, Cat Medusa, they say that you invited Jaguar over there, and she got, yeah, Jaguar said she got set up, right? And I said, well, you know, I don't know about that conversation. It's really none of my business about that conversation or whatever. But then he kept on navigating the conversation and trying to play sides. Homie, AT2, if you're going to try to play sides, pork chop, a.k.a. Bigfoot, if you're going to try to play sides, you know, it's no point in doing these interviews. If you're going to pick sides, you pick sides already. And you found that favoring with Cat Medusa would work out for you because of pure simple fact that she's got a flow going. But in reality, she's not messing with you like that. I would even say to her this much. Cat Medusa, I would never deal with AT2. He set you up. He literally set you up. That kid, and I'm telling you, that kid, that dude, I'm not even going to say his name or whatever, but that dude, trust me, it wasn't just a coincidence that he was there. That was set up. That much I'm sure of. You know what I'm saying? I believe that was set up. I think AT2 facilitated that. I think AT2 facilitated Night and Day throwing that video up a third time. I think AT2 facilitates in a lot of BS that goes on online. And he's doing it all for the complexity of trying to build himself up to be something that he's not. People was right. Your numbers look funny, homie. That's for one. Your numbers are way too funny and way too inconsistent to me. Number two, I know there's one thing that you do is you play the right of empathy. You want everybody to feel sorry for you. You want everybody to think you sore. You know what I mean? I get it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like that shit don't fly with certain kids, bro. Like, not in the real man world. The real man world, give me 1 second. 1 second. In a real man world, you can't be running to other men crying. In a real man world, you can't be running. That's why one of the times I was mad at Jaguar, because Jaguar did a whole post defending this suck ass nigga. And I'm like, Jag, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? This nigga's a sucker. Anything about him a sucker. I played the video earlier. I'll probably do that live over again. When they came in opinion went in on him. You know what I'm saying? Saying and muttering basically the same words I was muttering. You know what I'm saying? Not to say she took anything from me. No. I'm just saying she was muttering the same thing I was muttering. So that means it was coming from a whole place. You get what I'm saying? Understand what I mean? That was coming from a whole place. She was muttering the same words I was muttering. So I said to myself at the time, I said, well, regardless, if incoming opinion would have said it or didn't say it, what did she say wrong? And you'll find the incoming opinion on her channel, she ain't say nothing wrong. She ain't say nothing wrong. She, in fact, I think cemented it a little bit more on her channel because she is a woman. See, if I say it about them, I look like I'm picking on them or I'm being a bully or whatever. But if a woman says that on you, that goes to match your character, in my opinion. You know, I don't know how everybody else feels on YouTube, but that's how I feel. I feel like that matches your character. You know what I mean, in the long run. So if that's a guy that type of character, that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and hold him. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, you know what I mean. I'm gonna change my position on him. I don't like AT2. You know what I mean? I don't like him. I don't like him. And 9 times out of 10, I probably do him dirty. I ain't even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? He know that and I know that. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to keep it like a gentleman on this thing. But some of these people, Lord, here, oh man. Oh boy, yeah, you really act like you really want some issues. Like for real, in real life. I'm with all that shit. Yeah, if you ever met one of them guys, I'm with all that shit. I'm with all that shit. So let's leave it on YouTube. Everybody, let's leave it on YouTube. Because somebody gonna get hurt. It ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me. But I'll tell you this much. I don't want that to happen. You know, I really don't want that to happen. I want everybody to be friendly on here. I want everybody to be nice on here. Act like a bunch of sweethearts and let it go. Let it go. I bet you better know. You better let it go. I think you better let it go. Looks like he end up in the ICU. Let it go. Nigga came on camera and said, I do dope. God damn. That's what he said. Nigga came on camera and said, I do dope. Wow. I don't know how Jaguar Wright can clean this up. I really don't. I think it's best for her to take a little nap, take a little vacation from YouTube, work on some music. When you come back, have some new songs to deliver. That's my suggestion. If not, they're going to put you in a position where you can't come back, and that's what they're trying to do. The less you respond to these motherfuckers, the better off you are, too. And I'm going to say that to her because of the pure simple fact, and I hope she's listening, because of the pure simple fact, these guys have it in for them. These are different batches. These are not men. These are feminine men that were raised by women, most of them. And the women that raised them, well, They kept them very feminine, let's say that much. They grew up in a feminine household. So we don't really necessarily sit there and pay attention to men like that. We don't acknowledge men like that. Hell, I don't even care about men like that. I look at men like that as they're not even really men. I look at men like that and I look at them, I say, yeah, this is a chump. You know what I'm saying? If you come on, if you got that feminine of a voice and you sound like a woman, to me, I automatically indicate that you was raised by a single mom. I could be wrong, you know, but most of the time that's how I see it. I know the character of these guys is very different from guys that were raised with their fathers. These guys tend to be very, how can I say it, very, very, very temperamental. That's the best word I could use to describe it. Temperamental. A lot of them are very emotional, you know, and it goes for Latin men too. It's not just black men or white men, all Latin. It's all three of them. And that's the category these guys fit in. You know what I mean? If you had to ask me, and if you ask me, and I'm saying if you ask me, I think that personally, I think night and day they do owe that girl at least a couple, 2-3 G's. I won't go as far as say $50,000, but I would say if you gave her a nice little donation of 2 to 3 G's, I think that would shut her up. I really think it would. And I mean, y'all got it, right? I mean, y'all making it like that. That's what you claim. Drop her like 2 or 3 grand or whatever. Be like, look, this is our goodbye gift or whatever. Because, you know, and hell, they should drop me 1,000 too. This is the 3rd time the niggas done uploaded a video with me in it. But I ain't popping. He had to type to his audience, this nigga ain't about shit. He ain't never getting no checks from Diddy. One of them type that into the chat. They got some chick in there that I seen last night on the Homie King Pain page by the name of CCH. She be everywhere too. She be over this blog and that blog. She probably here right now. You know what I'm saying? She go blog to blog, just like the gossip granny. That's what I call it the gangster granny. No, that's the gossip granny. The gossip granny. She ended up going from YouTube page to YouTube panel. I just seen this lady at probably like 6 different panels. And none of them, all of them connected, but none of them match, if that makes sense. All of them connected, but none of them match. I'm like, you can't, there's no way you can be over here, and you raving under the same flag. Ain't no way. I don't like people like that. You know what I mean? And I notice a lot of these gangster granny old ladies that be on here trying to blog. Hey, babe. Hey, sugar. Hey, baby. Now, Auntie got something for you. Reach right there in the refrigerator there. Hey, babe. Hey, sugar. These gangster grannies be in it more than anybody. Yo, you look at these gangster grannies online on my mother, they be in everybody's chat room. Everybody's chat room. And so, I caught one of the gossiping grannies last night, and I was just listening to her, and I said, you sound that same way when you over there at the mother bloggers websites, pages. Like, she literally be jumping on a panel. Like, I ain't like, yo, you can't have that much to say about somebody you don't know. And she sound like she about 60-something, so I was like, even if you talking about Jaguar, right, that wasn't even your time period. Like, just respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. And shout out to this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? Tell that nigga AT2 get some of this shit right here. You heard? That nigga look. That shit be fucking me up, son. I be like, I can't look at this nigga no longer. This nigga look like he drooling on a fucking camera or something. I gotta go through and do some fucking more deleting of subscribers. I got a message today told me I reached some more subscribers today. I'm happy about that, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta find out the reasons these niggas are subscribing. A lot of these niggas ain't subscribing because they fans. A lot of these niggas subscribing so they can gossip. A lot of these niggas subscribing and scouts for certain vloggers and things like that, you know what I mean? So I gotta make sure I be on my P's and Q's about things when I'm talking to y'all. Y'all notice that I had that gentleman that came in today or whatever the case may be, and that happened. So, you know, it is what it is. But I don't threat about that. I don't think you guys should threat about that neither. You know, we just got to look at it as what it is, you know. Make no mistake about it. Like I said, it's respectful. You also yo la cubaron, tú sabes, la mareno ahí, tú sabes, quiero que sí. Yo representando, tú sabes, la gente latino, tú sabes, yo representando la gente negro, tú sabes, las dos. And I love both of them. And what you're not gonna do is, you're not gonna come over here and you ain't delivered, you ain't donated, you ain't contributed or nothing, and try to act like you that nigga that's popping. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? It's just not gonna work out like that. It's not. Just not. AT2 tried to pull it before. Which I thought was purely hilarious. He really tried to pull it. He was like, yeah, that dude, he's homeless. Oh, that's the other day, homeless shit in the chat on that last live that I just did. He's homeless, you're homeless. Like, so I turned on the camera and literally went live in my apartment. Same place, same, like, the niggas even be jealous of the space, man. I'd be like, damn, son, like, just step your game up. You know what I mean? Even Shorty, the income and opinion chick, she told him the same thing. She was like, yo, step your game up. If you really, like, I can't stand a motherfucker that be trying to define himself as getting money by clothes. Like, that shit don't mean shit, homie. I just had this raggedy ass broad pass by me and she thought that she was so bad I'm supposed to recognize her. Her ass looked like a motherfucking balloon that they let the air out of. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? So we got a lot of personalities that's online nowadays and we trying to act like they bigger than what they are. I'm gonna say this. AT2 numbers don't match. You know what I'm saying? I speculate some Chuck going on. His numbers don't match. He don't match. Y'all repeatedly listening to vloggers that don't even be out nowhere. Just be sitting in the fucking house talking shit about people. You know what I'm saying? In the confines of that bedroom, their kitchens, and shit like that. Y'all take these people verbatim. You understand what I'm saying? With half of these motherfuckers, if they were in the street, they was pushing the same shit. These niggas, they would have been and got niggas out of here. On my mama, they would have been and got niggas out of here. I was already in the mood already. But that really put me in the mood. I was like, oh, really, son? That's what you gonna do, huh? That's what you gonna do, huh? It's all about boxing matches. Like, ain't nobody out here fighting. Unk. You know what I'm saying? Talking about when the next time I'll be in New York City. Next time you in New York City, that's when, nigga. Next time you there. Won't ever come on my channel threatening me when I'm just talking about something. I said, I was really going to put that shit real nice too. I was like, yo, man, I just don't appreciate you saying what you said about Dominicans. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was right. You know what I mean? I thought it was all balanced. You know what I mean? That's what it was. Y'all give me 2 seconds. I got to answer this call. All right, y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I had to take that phone call. You know, I don't be talking no stars and shit. So, you know, I'm a dope head. And the nigga never got a check from Diddy. So, you know, when I get these phone calls and everything like that, don't y'all pay no attention to that. You know what I'm saying? Cause I was like, yo, y'all won't believe what happened today because remember the fat nigga I was talking about? This shit's funny. Shit's funny. Shit's funny. These niggas want to be popular, so I'm going to make them popular. I'm going to make them popular with the right people for the right reasons. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make it popular with the right people for the right reasons and see what happens then. He said, well, I look like a member of 112. That's a compliment. I appreciate you. What's going on, Tennessee Royalty? Now, I'm Bad Boy Entertainment, man. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what they be saying that too. Like I had somebody else say some shit like that, not the 112 shit, but I had somebody say something in the nights of, yo, you look like one of them bad boy niggas. That's what somebody said. I was like, all right, that's cool. I can respect that. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna say nothing too much about that. You know what I mean? I guess we do kind of got like a look. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can get where y'all coming from with that, but I appreciate that compliment. What you guys write my Cash App in the chat room is $STRINGERBELL80. Sup, fam? Is that a Bronx accent? Nah, I ain't a Bronx accent. I just be in the X all the time, you heard? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I definitely got Bronx lingo. I lived in the Bronx for about 3.5 years. I had a great time. It was right before the pandemic started and some crazy shit went down, which most of all of us had something like that going down. God bless people that's still going through the struggles of that pandemic and still trying to recoup from that. You know what I mean? Let's not forget about them. But yeah, I lived in the Bronx for like 3.5 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So I was between both of them. My little brother, he in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that big head ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? My little brother in Harlem, though. You know what I'm saying? Matito de la familia, tú sabes. Representando la proletario, tú sabes, la gente, la republicano. You sound like Cameron and paid in full, no cap. Yeah, shout out to Cam, man. I know a couple of them boys, you know what I mean? Shout out to Jones. I ain't gonna name nobody I don't know. Shout out to Jones, shout out to Cam, shout out to Mitch, all them guys I know, man. Shout out to them, man. I be in Harlem, Bronx, Queens. I be in all boroughs, really. Zan did lives on this joint for Queens, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Shout out to Guy Brewer. Shout out to Rosedale. I'll be moving around. I got so much of a history, I guess, in New York City and with the music industry and everything like that, that I guess that's one of the primary reasons why that's able to happen or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for that. I'm happy for that. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Y'all give me 1 second if y'all would. Hey, yo, pardon me. I'm on live right now, and I'm gonna get cut off on that music. Could you cut that down for me, please? Could you cut down the music for me, please? I'm live on YouTube, and your music is gonna get my video flat. Could you cut it down or raise the window up, one of the two? Thank you. If you could, please. All right, guys, I'm back. This guy, he pulled up, started playing some music or whatever. I'm like, yo, can you do me a favor and cut the music down for my video to get flagged? That's the last thing I need here to get flagged for my videos. One second, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I can't do these lives or whatever, this YouTube thing. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. I had the podcast and everything. Anyway, long story short, these guys that do these videos and everything like that, they somehow or another seem to have a symmetry where they always deducing people that look just like them. And I notice that time and time again. Every time it's somebody else or they're going after somebody else's person of color or something like that. And just to be quite frankly, I'm tired of it. You need to have other targets. And none of these guys ever have any targets. They never have discussions about Harvey Weinstein. They never have discussions about Joel Epstein. But every time at the front of their conversation, they've got somebody that has the same color or looks the same way or something like that or whatever. And it's a shame. Because I'm like, okay, what point and at what time are you guys going to get in and you're going to start saying, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I'm sorry for this or whatever the case may be or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe I shouldn't have went after this person because they were black and they looked like an easy target or whatever the case may be. You know, whatever have you. But if you consistently keep on going after and targeting nothing but your own people all the time here on YouTube, you look like clowns in there. You look like clowns. Many of you look like cowards. Many of you look like this plain stupid, to be quite honest with you. What's going on? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I want to just refresh on this again, and I talk about this Cat Medusa thing that happened just a minute ago or whatever, because it really had me at a place where I'm like, yo, you know what? I don't like how that went down. And what he said in the video, and I think this was with AT2 at the time, what he said on AT2's post grabbed me because of pure simple fact. I'm looking at it and I'm saying there was no reason for you to do that. And I honestly, yeah, but you know what? I got into it with Kat before too. You know what I'm saying? And I had it out with her. We was really cussing each other out. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Just like they might talk about you, Pa. You know what I mean? The fact remains, some of the shit, just because you don't like somebody don't mean some of the shit they saying ain't right. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things. Like I'll keep it to you. I'll keep it to you like this. There's a lot of things Jag has said before. You know what I'm saying? Some of the shit, you know what I mean? In between the bullshit, she say it's some actual shit that you can pay attention to. You know what I mean? That's the honest to God truth. If she was able to consistently deliver like that, it would be all right. But what I didn't like what this dude said was, first of all, he was coming back and backtracking about something that was said about his kid. Hey, I get it. There's no time limit on that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And there's no problem with that. The problem that exists is the fact that you keep on bringing it up over and 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 over. You know what I'm saying? Over and over and over again. You know what I mean? That's great, man. That's great, man. I'm not into the view things. I'm into getting the point across. I'm getting into going up into these real spots. You know what I'm saying? I just took niggas on a tour of Trump Tower inside and out. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you, though. You know what I mean? But nah, I don't want that type of traffic. You know, 40,000 views, 50,000 views, I done did all that. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a screenshot so y'all can see it, and I'll throw up some other shit. I think I'm sitting at like 5.4 million views. I didn't realize 2 of my earlier videos had got removed or whatever, because at the time I didn't know the process, and those were 2 bigger videos, so I was really sitting at 7.3 under 4 years. You know, I don't be worried about views as much as I be worried about the content and who it reaches. The views will come, you know what I'm saying? But being somebody that's done that viral thing like 4 or 5 times over before, you know, where I got, I don't know how many videos are sitting on like 500,000 views or more, you know what I'm saying? Including ones with just me in it, just me myself. So I don't really look at the views per se or whatever the case may be. I look more for a thing. I look more forward to what's the content of what the people are delivering. And if they're delivering just bull and then it's talking about their own people on a constant basis, I ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what the struggle is out here. I live in a little shitty tri-state. I don't know where many of y'all live at, but I know certainly y'all live in California and other certain major cities across the United States. So y'all know this impact more than anybody. Y'all know there's bigger issues that niggas should be talking about than trying to down stars here on this YouTube shit. And it's sad to me that the only thing that people do, see, I'm a little bit older, so if I'm sitting here and I'm telling y'all anything else, like, hold on a second. If I'm sitting on here as an older guard and I'm telling y'all all the time to beef and argue with each other and all that shit to get clicks and views, then the motherfucker like that ain't doing no justice for the culture. You know what I'm saying? I took everybody over to the temple with me, you know what I'm saying? And let niggas see over there, whatever. Shout out to the nations of gods and earths and others, you know what I'm saying, that I've been part of when I'm taking people to where Malcolm X was killed. I'm taking, you know what I'm saying? And their lack of engagement in it lets me know where the interests lie, you know what I'm saying? But me over here, I'm not into the view thing. I done did the view thing. I got a lot of views, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about views. The views will come. What I'm more concerned about is where y'all headed to. You understand what I'm saying? Because listen, I done done some terrible things in my life. Before I got with that record label, I was a menace. And I had like 30 guys that would back me up, and we shoot, stab, kill, whatever. You know what I mean? And the papers wrote about us. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. You know, and I did it right here in this state. And so, state of Connecticut. And so, I don't take pride in that shit. I've lost friends and everything else and whatever. And it was Bad Boy Entertainment and my interaction with one gentleman on one particular day that got me out of that situation. I don't come from that or nothing like that, but I would not encourage y'all to be on here crashing your own. You know what I'm saying? And like, when I heard homie sit on there on AT2 show and say to Cat Medusa, he sat there and he said, yo, Dominicans don't like black Americans anyway. When this girl got a straight up Chicago accent, it's obvious everybody she hang around with is niggas. You know what I'm saying? No offense. And so it's like, to me, I'm like, yo, where? You know what I'm saying? And so I took offense to that. Yo soy la cubano, la moreno, ahí se, tú sabes, claro que sí, pero la gente latino, tú sabes, salud, tú sabes, ese la rey, tú sabes, ahí se, tú sabes, por la vida, tú sabes, claro. You know what I mean? Salud, pero la gente en Nueva York, la gente en West Harlem, la gente en Bronx, tú sabes, en Ford, ¿sabes? Los puertorriqueños, dominicanos, las Honduras, los dominicanos, los propios dominicanos, tú sabes, El Salvador, a toda la gente latina. Mucho amor para la gente, los negritos, los negros. That's the shit I put on my back. You understand what I'm saying? So like, nigga, stop playing for your hip hop. niggas yelling that coming at you. You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that. You understand? I don't like the fact of what he said about Dominican people. He was, is she the type of Dominican? I said, well, what kind of type of Dominican is it? What about the type of Haitian? Or what about the type of El Salvadorian? Or what about the type of American? Or what about the type, you know, there's black Americans that don't like other black Americans. You know that? Based on skin tone and everything like that. Most of the time I find it because of the way I dress or the way I look or whatever. Like a lot of African Americans be confused and asking me what I am and all that shit. I get it. But like, I like this recently, and I say this again, and I've seen Anton Daniels doing that English podcast too right now. I think he really set up this pendulum that we have, where we have a lot of people that are African American and Latino believing they have some type of power to dominate the airways and tell people, hey, this group of people is an absolute, that they are racist and they don't like this amount of people, whatever. Well, he said was a very racist statement. And even if he said some Dominicans, nigga, that means that you got an infraction of picking a certain amount of people out of the scope and saying, hey, they're worse than the other ones because of this, when in fact you don't point that out about your own. That's sucker shit. That's sucker shit. If you point out other people, you got to point out your own flaws. That's just like going to the bank robbery. You robbed the bank with the niggas. You the driver, you the getaway driver, and the other niggas robbed the bank. Well, nigga, you still guilty too. You was part of it. And that's just like this Jaguar Wright thing. You guilty too. You was part of it. AT2, you guilty too. You was part of it, cat. You guilty too. You was part of it, night and day. You guilty too. And the fact that these motherfuckers got the audacity and follow behind it, this is how weak the culture has gotten. These guys paraded this woman around for months here on YouTube or whatever, played innocent and whatever the case may be, and now all of a sudden they want people to have empathy and strife for them in order for them to create another net worth and another gate so they can make money based on somebody that they promoted. That's sucker shit. Now, there's people that are exceptions. The Denot nigga, he's an exception for that. Denot taught that broad how to use motherfucking StreamYard. I remember it. I remember it. Because it wasn't necessarily that, but she would just switch between so many different people so you would watch them. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got familiar and knew who the Denot was. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And there's other podcasters that carried it. I'll say Denot, definitely King Payne is justified more than anybody. And I say maybe one or two other people, but AT2 and Night and Day definitely ain't those two. AT2 and Night and Day, they so flip-flop because they would sit there and they would talk about the woman and down on her and talk all kind of shit about it. And then a week later, they be back over there interviewing her. Or she be back over there getting an interview with them. And I'm like, yo, you can't be doing this just for the views and shit, man. Come on. I say it again, man. Worst thing she ever did. If she would have listened to me, she would have been working on her second single. She would have been listening to her. You would have been hearing her second single. If she would have followed what I said and just talked about the dog, had a storyline, the bitch like creating storylines. It ain't no secret. Bitch, you should have created a storyline around the dog. That's what I was trying to tell you. If you go back and watch the video that Night and Day so graciously wanted to upload back up and everything like that. Thank you, boys. I appreciate that. Because what you figured out is I don't care about what the dumb niggas think. Dumb niggas, I don't care. Unexperienced nigga, I don't care. But for the people that are leaving comments over there and they see through all that bullshit and all the narration of the story or whatever, if they see through it and they leaving the comments right there, I appreciate them people. Because y'all saw what I was doing. And in case, unless you in the music business or you understand the way we talk, of course you wouldn't understand what the fuck we were talking about. Of course you wouldn't understand what the fuck we were talking about. I don't expect you to. You know what I'm saying? Why would I? Why would I? So, you know what I was talking about. And if you watch that video, you'll see our temperaments were very clear. The boys, they pumped up the shit, threw in other shit or whatever. When the people that were in the audience, they were confused because they didn't understand the jargon which we were using. Don't do that, boy. Don't do that. I'll punch you in your fucking face. Don't do that. I'll punch you in your fucking face. All that tough guy shit, man. I swear to God, I can't stand this tough guy shit niggas be out here. pardon me, y'all. This suck ass nigga. See, I'm thinking I'm bugging or something. Hold on 1 second. This suck ass nigga walking right there. That nigga. Nigga will come up here and stand me all on my nigga. Don't stand me in my face, nigga. I'll punch the shit out of you. Word up. I don't like that shit. Mexican nigga be acting real tough, man. Anyway, I'm back. Long story short, y'all. What up? Long story short, y'all. Don't worry about it. It just be a whole bunch of sucker shit out here where I live at sometimes. Anyway, long story short, these guys, they support it, they push, they endorse, and everything else for this blog, on the channels, on the stations, and everything else. Now all of a sudden, y'all want all band up and go on panels and go against this one little chick or whatever. She just said worse things about me than she never said about you guys. And I never went to join 18 panels or all of a sudden want to get interviewed by 25 different motherfuckers, or they over here, let me go over here and talk about or whatever. You're just showing the world who you truly are. And what niggas really should be paying attention to is, if these niggas will do it to her, what you think they gonna do for you? I would never fuck with neither one of them niggas. Neither one, all three of them. Him, the other, I wouldn't fuck with none of them. None of them. Shout out to Arizona. I wouldn't fuck with none of them niggas ever again, because what you see is, you see the frailty of them niggas. You understand what I'm saying? See, you gotta be a street motherfucker. Understand what I'm talking about? Them boys from the street. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? This they in the streets. That's the difference. They from the streets, but they ain't in the streets. AT2, he softer than motherfucking a baby, a puppy laying on a pillow. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas sweeter than a motherfucking grape mixed with motherfucking strawberries and yams. You know what I mean? We all know it. You know what I'm saying? You can kill nothing, let nothing die. But the fact that all these bloggers is putting up together is crazy. What up, brother? What's your top 5 rappers of all time? A person that helped me and made me want to start rapping was Nas. That's a fact. That's my favorite. There will be no denying that. Out of all the people I've ever met in my life, I've never met Nas on the 101. I've been in the same room as Nas twice. I was in Nas's video, Hate Me Now, out there in Queens. You know what I'm saying? But as far as ever meeting Nas, I never met Nas 101. Next, lyrically, definitely Pop. After Pop, I'd say Sean. I'm particularly fond of Sean's first 2 albums. After that, I would say Scarface is one of my favorites. I like Scarface. I like the way he delivered. I'm talking about before the what's the name guys and all that shit though. I like maybe 1 or 2 songs from Ghetto Boys, but I really wasn't a fan top notch like of those guys like that. But I definitely say one of the top notch guys out of that was Scarface. So I really like Scarface. I like Scarface music. I like what Scarface was doing, and I still admire him to this day. The last one I would say, damn, it's a tie. It's a tie. It's gonna be a tie for me between, because I can play this shit and I can listen to it. So it's gonna be a tie between Ice Cube and Jay-Z. I know that sounds weird, but that's gonna be, so I actually got 6. Because it's gonna be between Ice-T and Jay. Definitely. Ice-T, excuse me, not Ice-T, Ice Cube and Jay. Shout out to Ice-T too. He get an honorable mention, but definitely Cube. Because Cube had an album, There Goes the Neighborhood, 2 Big Brothers, but the album was done actually by the producer who produced Public Enemy at the time. And I remember that was one of the songs, it was so many songs on there that I liked. I was just like, yo, this album is crazy. And then, you know, the old shit he did with No Vaseline and all that, whatever. So it'd definitely be Cube and then Jay. I wasn't really a fan of Reasonable Doubt per se. I was more of a fan of, you know, Friend of Foe era. That's more me. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely my time right there, the Friend of Foe era. So shout out to Jay for putting that work together. Black Album is definitely one of my favorites. Trying to think. I would encourage y'all too to go look for this shit called the White Album. That's when they remixed a whole bunch of shit from the Beatles and mixed it with Jay-Z lyrics. It's called the White Album. So go check that out. That shit is wavy. So I hope I answered your question or whatever. And if you guys would, make sure y'all write my Cash App in the chat room. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else can get a Cash App except for me. what's going on? We could be doing some shit today. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to sit around and everything. That's why I said, let me get out the crib. I don't like sitting around. I was kind of upset anyway. Nas is my top 5. Tupac, Cool G Rap. Oh yeah, definitely got to say Cool G Rap. Definitely got to say D. You know what I'm saying? Definitely D. But you asked me 5. Now, if you would have asked me 10, that would have been something different. But you asked me my top 5, so I replied with my top 5 because I felt like I was compromising who I could pick. Now, if you want me to act that, if you want me to ride a rugged man, I don't really mess with him. I've heard some of his songs. I'm not like a big fan of like boom bap type hip hop. I like more type hip hop that's like consistent with the spectrum right now, if I may say. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of things that Ice Cube said is imperative to now. I think a lot of things Jay-Z said is imperative to now. I think a lot of things that Nas said is imperative to now. Like one of the quotes I use, when they start the revolution, all they probably do is squeal. As you see half of these motherfuckers on Facebook, on YouTube, that's all they do is squeal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Lyrics actually came to reality, you feel me? Who else would I say? Now, if you ask me top 10, I'm going to add on definitely Cool G Rap, DMX, so those are taken. Who else would I add on? I said Sean, didn't I? I think I said Sean is number 2. Sean is definitely my number 2 of faves. And who would I say after that? I tell you who I would definitely say, and I think he doesn't get mentioned a lot as much as he should, MF Doom. MF Doom, if you go back and listen to some of MF Doom's material and some of his albums, they're just phenomenal. Like, MF Doom was definitely one of those, bless his heart, MF Doom was definitely one of those lyricists, one of those rappers that doesn't get mentioned as much as he possibly could be and should be. And I wish there would be some follow-up to people paying more homage to him. One of the phenomenal albums, I would say, I'll get into albums next, but let me get into my 9 and 10. My 9 and 10 would definitely be, I say for number 9. Number 9, I'm trying to think, who's my number 9 artist? Like, for real, who's my number 9 artist? I know y'all surprised that Biggie ain't in there. I loved a lot of Biggie stuff, but I wouldn't say Biggie was my favorite artist, even though I work for the company. I gotta admit that. Like, I listened to a lot of big stuff, especially the second album. I loved the second album. I thought it was dope, but as far as like everything playing Biggie all the time, like a lot of people try to claim, nah, I wasn't. I really wasn't. I was a fan of Big or whatever, and that was before I got to the company, so please put that into notation too. Now, after that, Dead Wrong, which the album I promoted, and with the single I promoted, everything like that, of course I became a fan then, but nah. MF Doom is definitely a legend. Sean Price, I never, you know what, y'all gonna kill me, I never really listened to a lot of Sean Price material, so I didn't know what to reference, you know what I mean? So I might go back and listen to some Sean Price material, and then maybe I have a better answer for you. But right now, I don't. Now, Boot Camp Click, yeah, I did listen to. So I heard some Sean Price in there. As far as his solo projects, no, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But Boot Camp Click, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of the few fans of a remake that they made. I think Snoop Dogg's Lottie Dottie that did it. And I'm a fan of how they remade I Ain't No Joke. Buck Ain't No Joke. If you ain't never heard that, go check that out. Buck Ain't No Joke. I think Funkmaster Flex assisted him on that. It was on Funkmaster Flex's album. That shit is crazy. And then they got this other shit. Buck 'em down, duck down, buck 'em down. Oh yeah, and definitely. So yeah, I don't know Sean Price's album, but definitely honorable mention. 50, definitely 50 for many of different reasons. But shout out to 50 Cent, definitely 50 fit in that foray. Shout out to 50. 50 used to have a house out here in Connecticut, so shout out to 50 Cent. I don't know who would be my number 10. Y'all gotta give me a moment with that. Y'all gotta give me a moment. Oh, Ghostface Killer. Easy. Ghostface Killer. Yeah, a lot of people can't mess with Big Dead or Alive to this day. I think it's the music conception. I think a lot of people can't do that. They can't duplicate that. Plus, it's a different time. So, like, you know, a lot of the singles that are produced now, they kind of quick and fly by night. And they kind of come and go. You feel what I'm saying? And they don't really have no staying point. Like Lil Baby, he got staying point. Young boy, NBA young boy. I don't know how he did it, but he got some staying power. And I say more than a lot of other people. You know what I mean? These are names that they remember, like they remember the Drakes and things like that of their era. You know what I'm saying? So, and let me just break this down into. So let me tell y'all my favorite new artist. XXXTentacion. I never listened to his album or his what's the name, his music, but I got a chance to listen to his music in the total, and I was like, wow, I was impressed by a lot of stuff that he did. So I definitely want to say XXXTentacion. Lil Baby, I can mess with him as far as like all that mumble raps. Drake definitely, but I say Drake more my era, but Drake like a combination of their era and my era together. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Drake. I've listened to every Drake album since his second album. You know what I'm saying? I was alright with his first album, but his second project or whatever mixtape that really inspired me to be like, I'm gonna take this journey with Drake. Who else would I say? And I was doing some R&B with that too. Brent Fayez. I like what I'm hearing out of Umale, out of Africa. I like a lot of the stuff I'm hearing out of him. What's up, Goodies? I like a lot of the stuff I'm hearing out of here. Yeah, see, I'm not a 90 coming up as the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my whole stretch right there. You know, like, everything from entering Bad Boy Entertainment, all that started for me in 99, going into 2000, 2000-ish, going in, you know what I mean? That was my period for that. So, like, I don't know. I heard somebody say one day they stuck in the 90s. Jaguar ain't really from the 90s either. Jag from the late 90s. I mean, you can say that. You can say Jag from like 95, 96. But she didn't really pop off till like 98, 99, really. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, LL got lyrics, man. Who gonna forget I Shot You? I Shot You was that shit was criminal. You know, I say to this day, Foxy Brown's lyrics on that song probably were more phenomenal than most of the female rappers they got out right now. I mean, like, even though Jay-Z wrote the bars, I mean, it's obvious, you know what I'm saying? It's obvious Jay wrote the bars, but, like, the song itself is, like, it's crazy because it was taken off of Big had a Who Shot You too. It was more energetic. It was more, like, you know, there was more umph to it. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. That one with Prodigy, Fat Joe, all them in it or whatever, it was just like, that was just like a different vibe, you know what I mean? It was a different type of music. It was hard, it was hitting, but at the same time, it was direct. And I think Foxy Brown to this day has some of the most craziest lyrics on that shit. Like, seriously, like, you know what I'm saying? Tore down, we sip shits, rockin' meat, smoking booms and things. Ladies, grab your tetas. Cheddar, love it. Pussy monitors in the money sweaters, you love it. Yo, the bars of that shit was so crazy. She said nasty, what she say? Nasty, raw, without protection, disease infested. Shout out to Foxy Brown, Trinity girl. You see what I'm dealing with? Shout out to Foxy Brown, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? She did her thing on that. I like to see Foxy. Oh, how could I forget Big Pun? He was amazing. I wasn't really a big, yo, like, I like some Big Pun songs. I know y'all gonna kill me, VX. Y'all gonna be looking for me. But I wasn't a Pun fan like that. Like, I like some of Pun's music. I was around in the Bronx at that time. I was fucking with a chick from the Bronx at that time too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mildred. But crazy ass Puerto Rican chick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jerome Ave, you know what I mean? But yo, I was fucking with this crazy Puerto Rican chick, and it was like at that time, that's when it was cracking. That's when everybody was listening to Pun, and everybody was hearing Pun and what Pun was doing or whatever. And I won't never take nothing away from Pun. Pun was amazing. But if I had to put him against, like, say, Big L, I'm gonna pick Big L. You know what I'm saying? And they basically from the same family, same connection. You know what I mean? That's the funny shit about it. So you know what it is. 90s era hip hop is timeless. That was inspiring others to get the better it is. Some 90s era rap, some 90s era rap was trash. I grew up on that shit, so I know that some of that shit was trash. And some of the song concepts, I can tell you, like, Y'all remember that song that used to play all the time? I got a man. I forgot what that rapper's name was. I just lost my drink, yo. That's fucked up. Y'all make sure to hit up the Cash App, man. Make sure y'all hit my Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. I'm one of the hardest working dudes that be on site. One of the hardest moving dudes. I be tired sometimes and everything. I be delivering great stories to y'all. And I be going to some magnificent places. Trump Tower, inside and outside that motherfucker. Who else doing that for you? But I'm glad I just found this live stream. Sending you much love from the Netherlands. Shout out to the Netherlands, man. I appreciate y'all checking in. Now, if y'all want to hear albums, who I think as albums are the greatest, I don't know. I'm gonna say definitely The Roots. That was one of my favorite albums. Nas' first two albums were definitely favorites of mine. Then after that third one, I ain't like nothing after that to Stillmatic. I ain't even gonna hold you, Nas. I ain't even gonna hold you, Esco. I ain't like nothing after that until that Stillmatic joint came on. I think it was the song Second Childhood that locked me into that joint. The song about the chicks and dudes and everything. That song right there, it really locked me in, that Second Childhood song. That shit hit hard, man. So shout out to Nas for bringing back his career off that. Definitely Only Built for Global Links, Raekwon, Chef, Ghostface Killer, definitely classic albums. Damn, I want to think who else. Definitely Snoop, Doggy Style. Who will leave that out? I'm talking about this in all times. You know what I'm saying? Like this all time, like this albums that really had some consistency and some staying power. Nas Barkley definitely got staying power. That album is phenomenal. Shout out to them. I'm gonna add in a little R&B too, or whatever. I'm trying to think who else was on the scope that had some great music out, and then I can press replay on the music. It's only a few. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, I only listen to a lot of singles versus listening to a lot of people's albums. So I'm not fair to say anybody in 2000 because the format has been switched up. The format used to be conjecturally just like an album. You had the album to work with, and that was it. And now it's been more centered on the single per se. And so I can't really evaluate albums. Like I can listen to what's Homeboy's name? I used to listen to him all the time. Fat white kid. I forgot what his name is. But I used to listen to him all the time because I like how he fused the rock with the rap and all that. Artists that I'm listening to now though, Umale, a couple other boys on Amebio music. I think that's Amamabio. I always have a hard time saying it. Amamabio music. I think a lot of those artists are dope out of Africa. Who else am I listening to? Man, I listen to so much stuff, it's crazy. I mean, one day I could be listening to reggae music, the next day I could be listening to salsa, the next day I could be listening to bossa nova. It just depends what type of mood I'm in, and I've got musics on my track list that complement every which one, if that make any sense. So it's not per se any particular music genre that move me more than anything. It's just more the beats. I mean, I used to go to warehouse parties all the time in Brooklyn, Queens, you know what I mean? I'd be down there just wilding out, and most of the music that they were playing in there was mostly consistent of just like dance music, trance music, or whatever, but it was a party vibe where everybody was in there, you know what I'm saying? All New York City, it didn't matter, from the club kids, drug dealers, everybody be in those sets, you know what I mean? That's just what it was. Like, I don't know how to explain, it's a moment, man, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a moment, it's a different moment. You know, I know a little bit about Son out. You talking about, is that the one from Cali or is that the one from Texas? I saw where they jumped him at the courthouse. I saw that. There was some nigga they jumped at the courthouse, Mexican nigga. They jumped that nigga at the courthouse, whooped his ass at the courthouse. That's why I say you gotta be careful, man. You don't know who you fucking with. But I saw that, and then I saw some other stuff that he did on stage one day, and he yelled out somebody that was locked up, and a lot of people had a problem with that. I really don't know, son. You know what I mean? So I can't really give my opinion on it. I give my opinion on Mexican hip hop, if you want that. I think Mexican hip hop got a place. I think it's always had a place. The problem I have with Mexican hip hop or Latin trap is I think there should be more black artists on the tracks, and I'm gonna be honest about that. Tú sabes la gente la mexicano, calma por un momento. Tú sabes, esa es la música, pero la negros americana ahí, tú sabes, claramente. So I think a lot of these artists, I think they need to start doing tracks with black artists. You know, Bad Bunny, he had done some tracks with black American artists or whatever. But if you're gonna do a genre of hip hop, hey, if you go, what's going on? If you're gonna do a genre of hip hop, that's one of my homegirls. If you're gonna do a genre of hip hop and shit, you gotta make sure. You gotta make sure when you do a genre of hip hop, you gotta be inclusive of the people that it originally was fit for. So, you know, it's Texas. I said he was from Texas or either California. I wasn't sure which one. I knew it was Texas or California. I knew it was either war. But yeah, thanks for correcting that for me. I didn't know where exactly he was from. You were beautiful. I didn't know exactly where he was from per se. But anyway, also, this girl just smelled so good to walk past me. I love a woman that smells good. I really do. That sticks out more than anything for me. If a woman smells good and got something nice on, this girl walk past me, she smells so good. Anyway, long story short, guys. Albums, records, whatever the case may be, I'm here for your thing. But I really don't have no opinion on him other than I wish more Latin artists would start doing tracks and start doing music with more black American artists if you're gonna do Latin hip hop. You know what I mean? I think it's needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these niggas are coming off and they sounded like Lil Baby. I heard another Mexican artist that sounded just like fucking YG. I heard another nigga that sounded just like Future. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, all right, you can do Latin hip hop. I ain't worried about that. I don't think nobody's worried about that. I think most of the bulk of hip hop has always been black and Latin people. You know what I'm saying? At least up in the New York City tri-state anyway. Like here, everything hip hop has always been like black and Latin. You know what I'm saying? From Tony Touch, you know what I'm saying? To all those people that we grew up with, that we listened to. Angie Martinez, you name it. Damn. Angie Martinez, you name it. I'm sorry. She got a donkey. Jesus Christ. But anyway, yeah. I don't know. I be off like that sometimes. This chick was like, I'm a sucker for a chick that smelled good and got a donkey. This chick would walk past me. She had like a wagon trail, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say some shit. Like I'm on line, nigga. You know, I'm on line. Can't be doing that on the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I see it again. Anyway, I'm playing. Anyway. What's y'all's thought about hip hop, man? What's going on, man? Y'all got any questions for me? I'm gonna do a quick Q&A right now. Anybody got any questions for me? I like to answer questions. And how come it is that nobody and everybody refuses? Like, that's the hating shit for me. If I say my Cash App and nobody will write my Cash App in the chat, I think you don't want me to make no money. I think you don't want me to be compensated for my efforts. So I'm gonna ask again. Can somebody write my Cash App in the chat room so I can pin it? It's $ S is in super, T is in terrific, R is in ready, I is in incomplete, G is in great, E is in everyone, R is in ready, B is in bet or better, E is in effort, L is in loser, L is in loser again, the number 8, and then the number 0. All right, Stringer Bell 80. That shouldn't be hard. I shouldn't have to ask people like 8 or 9 times to write my Cash App in here. I feel like I'm a pretty nice person for the most part. I try to be fair. I try to be honest. You know what I'm saying? You get no reward for that. But if you're on here lying, I notice that you get a lot of reward for that. If you're a liar and you're on here, oh my God, they'll if you're a liar, con artist, someone who, what's the other word I'm looking for here? If you're a liar, you're a con artist, or someone on here that just basically just keeps drama going. I guess that's the best way to explain it. Oh man, you are held in high regard on this motherfucker. You ain't know? You ain't know? It's the battles, man, you know? Anybody got any questions for me though? Before I get up off here, I'm gonna get up off here, man. I just started this new regimen or whatever. It's like there's no support for me, and I'm actually doing real shit. I'm like, yo, it's definitely a problem with the culture. You know what I mean? Where's that trash can? Oh, there it is. There's no support for me or whatever, and people see your efforts or whatever. It's just like, yo, don't even worry about it, G. That's just a temperament of what's going on in black and Latin culture right now. You can't really get mad at that. That's what they in it for. I heard a girl say that off our own lips the other day. She said, that's what we here for. We here for the BS. I was like, oh, shit. Said that on AT2's channel. And when somebody reach out to that nigga and tell him stop laughing like that, he laughed like a fucking hyena. I'm like, yo, would you stop laughing like that? Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get over here. I was unsuccessful, but it's all good. Make sure y'all hit up the Cash App. I want to shout out to all the haters on here that made it their extra effort. Not to write my Cash App in there or make sure I made any money. I want to tell y'all, man, y'all keep working hard, baby. Because y'all ain't going to stop this trade. We're going to keep moving. We're going to keep doing it. And that's what it is. And I also want to tell everybody this. Make sure that you check out the live that I did earlier. I did. And what I did, I went up to, I think it was Trump Tower. And I also went up to another location or whatever the case may be. So y'all make sure y'all go check that out. Make sure y'all get involved in the video. Leave some comments on there. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Hater or not hater. That's crazy. Like can I just talk about that? That's crazy that we live in a time now where we actually have people that like pry on to other people's pages here on YouTube and literally just based off of however they feel. It's like, we're not going to support that channel. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Even the fact that someone has that much power to navigate something like that is just beyond me. Like, y'all let one person skip, like, to me, anybody that lets one person skew their thoughts about somebody and hasn't done their own individual investigation to find out what that person is saying is true, that includes me too. I feel that you're weak. You know what I'm saying? I feel that you're someone that should never be taken seriously, or someone that's probably presumptuous. You know, and I don't want to attack nobody or diss nobody. That's not my modus operandi, whatever you want to say. I'm just really here to, you know what I'm saying, inspire y'all niggas, man, but some people that won't be inspired. Pay attention to this. If you haven't or haven't seen, don't you notice that a lot of these bloggers, they doing the same thing they was doing in 2024, they doing in 2023. Like, they ain't switch shit up. Like, I heard a lot of bloggers, they was like, yeah, I'm gonna switch it all up this year. No, you doing the same shit. Ain't no growth. You know what I'm saying? That much I can sit and I can be cool about it. You know what I mean? Ain't no growth. Damn, well, I thought y'all niggas was gonna build. What happened? You know? It's kind of scary, right? Hey, yeah, y'all still out here donating to these people. I don't know. Anyway, let me get up off here. I ain't gonna have no hope here, but I want to tell y'all, appreciate y'all showing up, listening. You know what I'm saying? If you did, you did. If you didn't, you did. Come on, so you know what I mean? It is what it is. So I'll talk to y'all later.